Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. This is another paid request, this time for Gia. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos, topics, reactions, commentaries, what have you, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for Gia wanted me to review a 2003 Ninja Turtle cartoon episode called Rolled in the House Part 1. So now we have Rolled in the House Part 2. I said before, I say it again, I love the 2003 Ninja Turtles cartoon. I've talked about before how I got into that, so I'll save you that spiel. Again, a lot of times they would do these multi-part episodes, so they do a build-up, so then they'll get to an episode that will be just flat-out action from beginning to end. Like we set up the story in Part 1, here you get the action in Part 2, or Part 3, or Part 4. Kind of a fun way to do it, to give people breathing room. So in the previous episode they set up, there's a ship, there's bad guys on it, they met this alien named Zod, who's a Triceraton, pretty much a walking, talking Triceratops. It was part of a whole story before when the Turtles went in space. He's delusioned because of he can't take care of our atmosphere that well, so it's kind of made his mind delusion, so he thinks the Turtles are his commanding officers, so they utilize him. There's weapons and Foot Clan stuff on the ship. Raph, Leo, and Splinter on the ship, while Mighty is with Zog on the outside, and then Donnie's trying to plant explosives to blow up the ship with all his weapons and stuff on it. But then it's just a big old free-for-all action. And Raph, Leo, and Splinter are fighting. Mike and Zod are fighting the outside. Even Donnie is fighting. Shows that he's not a pushover. He's not a pussy. It was fun. It was a fun episode. The build-up was fine in the first episode to make it this, where just free-for-all, entertaining, fast-paced, nice pieces of direction, which I'll get to. One of the reasons I like this show is as simple to the fact of Raphael's my favorite character. One of my favorite characters, I should say. And he just utilized to be a badass. Now, a flaw with the show, I wish his standalone episodes were better. I will admit that. But a lot of episodes he's utilized to be the badass that I think he is. Like, they're fighting this Foot Elite, who are the guys who, they have the hats that are similar to Big Trouble in Little China, like the Three Storms, those type of hats. In fact, when they first showed up on the show, each of the Turtles said, "Wow, nice hat." That was like a little running joke. Raph kicks one, and then he's able to distract another, so to help his sensei Splinter, or get to these controls. Each turtle gets their moment to shine. The choreography of the fights are well done. There's bits where Raph saves Leo with a nice jump kick, or Leo's fighting Karai and trying to make her, hey, you live by the code, so do I. So can you live with your honor intact? Go ahead, try to hit me. I'm unarmed. Trust her. Zod is a worthwhile addition. I mean, there's this big henchman of Shredder called Hun, but Zod's able to throw down with him and fucking throw him. And then it gets to the point where the Turtles have to fight these robots, humanoid robot characters. And even Raph, he uses one and kind of accidentally blows up some stuff, which gets to further in the episode. And when I say pieces of direction, like there are times where the camera kind of gets into a widescreen format to some, I don't want to say anime, but more stylized shots. Or like there's a piece where there's like a robot with like an eye, and Raph is kind of, they're going in a circle. And the camera has it so Raph's face is reflected on the robot's eye, which maybe I'll put like over here. I'm like, that's a cool looking shot. That's a cool, detailed shot. So like I said, it's pretty much 20 minutes of the Turtles having this free-for-all fight. each day in their moments to shine. At one point, Leo, Raph, and Splinter are caught, so Leo has to fight Karai, and then Mighty and Dawn come in to help. Like, no turtle is deemed worthless, it seems. Like, they all had their important pieces to play into this whole thing, which is a good utilization of these characters. Now, the music, I've always said, as much as I love the 2003 cartoon, one of the big faults is the music. I'm not a big fan of the musical score. I'm not a fan of the musical stings. I'm not a fan of the theme. I think the music is a big distraction for the show. I do wish somehow, some way, there was a way to restore the entire show and be just, I don't know. Even the score in the 80s cartoon I thought was much better and fit much better, much more easy to listen to. And I grew up with the 80s Ninja Turtles cartoon, but I've said many times throughout my videos, the 2003 cartoon became my favorite cartoon of all time, my favorite cartoon of the Turtles. But again, the music is the worst part of the show, and I think there's a lot of times that if the music was utilized better and you had a different composer or whatever, it could really strengthen these episodes even more so. Like if you had the type of music in, what's the word I'm looking for? Think of Batman, the animated series, and Batman Beyond, and the music in those. Even Spider-Man, the animated series, has really good music. If you had that type of just good music like this, I think it would have helped the show immensely, in my opinion. So, but they're fighting. The ship is on fire now. It's getting ready to blow up. They need to get out of there. Spoiler alert for who haven't seen the episode. Shredder's ready to fight them, but Zod, who's wounded, grabs the Shredder. Tell the others I fought with honor and fought with my comrades, for the Republic, and commits suicide. Well, I should say, take Shredder with him. Shredder's not going to be destroyed because of his armor, but Zod helps the Turtles have time to leave and get out of there. I like that Raph goes, we have to save him. They did just, oh, okay, fine, bye. No, we have to save him. Splinter's like, no, we have to go. We don't have any time. It worked well, and I think one of the things Gia asked is, do you think Zod should have been saved for other... No, I think it fit well in this aspect. Because, like, they already have the character of Leatherhead, so they have a big, tough animal creature ally that could fight Hun or do whatever. They already have that. What would Zod be utilized for in the future? You just take his screen time away from Leatherhead, and Leatherhead would do the same thing. And also, then there's also the logic of, okay, this guy's delusional because of the atmosphere. How long with that breathing mask is it going to be until either he does die, or he wakes up and goes, wait a minute, you're not who you said you are. And I think it fits, and also shows that, it is a kid's show. It's not mature audiences, but it's a bit more serious, and people can die. Death can occur, and it makes things a bit more dangerous, or a bit more the stakes being raised, and this can happen. And once in a while it reaffirms to the audience that yes, this is a possibility each time the Turtles fight. Then I don't kill the Turtles off. Although if they do that in a show, I would say that'd be risky as hell, and I'd almost be interested in watching. And just technically, this show did, in the same as it never was. They did kill off the future alternate versions of the Turtles when Donnie was there, and show as much as you can for a kids cartoon. So actually this show did, but I'm just saying and the main timeline story, if a show ever did that, I'd actually give it a watch and be like, okay, where's this going? But you have to have someone with balls of steel to even try that, which that ain't gonna happen with Nickelodeon. Of course, my luck, they kill Raphael and be like, you might as fucking well. Just that 2012 cartoon, I even said, you know what? I would start watching the show if they killed off Raphael. Because if they make him like a self-sacrifice saving Mikey, I'd watch the episode and then I'd be curious to see how they interact without Raphael. I'd be curious, because you might as well, because you do nothing with them except make him do a giant pussy. But that's my... I like the first maybe 2 seasons of the 2012 cartoon. After that, it lost me like a landslide. But that's a whole other fucking thing. But no, I thought Zod being utilized this, he was not needed for the future. Again, you could use Leatherhead for the same things in the future. I think in this instance he was utilized as well as you can. And again, the fact that he sacrificed himself in a weird way shows a bit of character to this figure. This random trooper. And again, to reaffirm the audience that this is not kids' games. This is to be the real deal business. Death can occur. And oh yeah, you also have Stockman, like I said in the previous one, where Stockman's now a brain with an eye in a jar. Because one of those things you put in your head, each time he was punished, or each time something happened, he would lose more and more body parts. He'd lose an eye, or he'd lose his legs. And your mind can figure out how that happened. And when you really look at it, it's like, wow, that's pretty dark and pretty fucked up. But yeah, I liked it more than the first part. It was a good culmination. A lot of nice, fight sequences, fast paced. Yeah, a little bit of kawaii stuff in there. Overall, fun little episode. I wouldn't say it's like a favorite episode of the season. I don't know. I have to look at all the episodes, but yeah. This is why I like if they do these multi-parts. Okay, we build it up and then just boom, action. I think that's why they do some of this, and if that's the case, then I commend them for it. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.